What's going on, gang? It's your boy Ray MX3 coming at you on September 8th, 2 weeks before this was even posted to YouTube. Let's get this bread, because I got tips for you, man. I got tips. Alright, so you just started a new band, and you really want to maximize the time, the people. You want to, not have people flake. You want to have some sick jams happen. I get that. I've been there. So from my personal experience, and actually from my friends' personal experience who I've played in bands with, and they've played in bands, and they asked some people, got a bunch of people, and I came down to I think it's 9 tips for you guys, so you can big brain up when it comes to the big band. So let's hop into it. Tip number 1, this is one of the most important ones on the list. It's stay consistent. Choose a day, maybe if you want to practice 2 days a week, choose your days and practice on those days. Same place, same time, every week. Everyone needs to be expected to show up. Everyone needs to expect everyone to show up. If people don't, be like, why aren't you here? Call them out. It sounds a little hard ass, but the moment you start slacking is the moment you need to realize the chances of you ever making anything or even getting a show goes from here and it's gone. Be consistent, get your stuff together, practice. Another tip for part of this is don't practice mistakes. If you don't know how to play a part, if you notice someone's playing something wrong, call them out, figure it out. Because if you practice mistakes, those mistakes become the song. So don't practice mistakes. If you start screwing up, call cuts and restart. Start it over. Practice it again. All right, so the next tip number 2, this is another really good one, is have a group chat. Whether that's on phones or Facebook or something else, have a place where everyone involved in this musical project can all come together and talk. If you need to talk about the band, even if it's one person to one person and the other 3 people or whoever aren't involved, use the group chat. Make sure everyone is involved at all times and in the know. There's been so many times where I've messaged just one person, or I was left out, or a couple people were left out in the band. We all get together and we're like, yo, why don't we know about this? What's going on? And there's this they gotta catch us up. It's why don't you just text the group chat? So text the group chat, make a group chat, use the group chat, all things group chat. It's gonna save your life. All right, tip number 3, this is just one to make sure everyone is kind of on the same page, know how far you want to go with it. Do you just want to play a couple local gigs on the weekends? Do you want to tour the world? You know what I'm saying? Make sure everyone's on the same page. So make sure you all know what the end goal is for this project. All right, here we go. I think this is tip number 4. Don't make social media too early. There's been times where I've met up with people all right, first practice this weekend, and then that night we have social media. I'm tagged in the posts, I'm tagged in everything. I'm dude, we haven't even done anything. Why is this out in the world? On the other end, don't make your social media late. Don't put a record out and then 2 weeks later make your social media. Don't do that. Make your social media maybe a week, 2 weeks before the release and start hyping, invite your friends. But if you have a Facebook page that has 100, 200 likes and you have no songs, you don't know when you're gonna put anything out, you're doing it wrong. Tip number 5, get involved with your local community. A lot like the live show video I did a couple weeks ago. Meet people, hang out, go to music stores. You never know when you'll meet someone and they're like, oh, you wanna fill in for us? Or hey, can you fill in for my band? Or hey, do you wanna be in my band? You just don't know the connections. Hang out, meet people, and get involved. Another good tip that I have is know how you guys write. I've been in bands where one person thought they were the only writer and no one else knew that, so other people would write. And then when we got together, hey, there's this riff, some people would be like, yo, that's sick, and then that one person would be like, yo, why are you writing? So make sure you know how you're gonna write. I'm sure most bands are just gonna all get together and throw riffs into the air. I have 2 more tips, and these are the 2 most important ones. I cannot emphasize them enough. So the first one of these last 2 important tips is going to be, make sure the people you're making music with and the people you're in the band with, make sure you like them as people. It is so hard to make music and be creative with people who you just don't even like. Make sure the people you make music with are people you can hang out with and grab drinks with, or play games with, or just sit around with, regardless of the band. The last tip, the most important tip of this entire video, if there is one thing you take away, I hope it's this, all right? It's be reliable. I'll say it again. Be reliable. Show up when you say you're going to show up. Show up a little early. Make sure your stuff works. Be reliable. Make sure people, when you say something, make sure your band knows you're not going to, flake on them. Make sure there is a confidence when you say something to your band, when your band says something to you, and you know it's going to follow through. Be reliable. Well, guys, that's it. That's the video. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you learned something. I hope you take these to heart. They're going to save you a lot of heartache. This is all stuff I've learned, all my friends have learned over the past who knows how many years of playing music. So, that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.